Hello. Hello, hello, learning and loving, learning and loving. Let me adjust my screen. Okay, guys, welcome in, welcome in. Today we have an important thing at 1 p.m. today. Just want to make sure everybody knows it's at 1 p.m. today. They have a bar meeting. We're all going to be talking about this. Thank you for being here. That's why I started this at 10:30 so that everybody could prepare. And so, yeah, I'm going to be adding Fat Grammy. Hello, Mona. And Audit LA. Hello, Audit.
Good morning,
and I
everyone.
believe, good morning, good morning. I love how we're like, bar report. And then Nora should be joining us as well. So this is exciting as it is because, as some of you may or may not know, Kendrick Moxon is a lawyer for Scientology. He's been a lawyer for Scientology for many years now. Which means that he has been constantly covering up crimes, covering up fraudulent behavior, covering up illegal tactics, covering up deaths, covering up Scientology policies that literally claim to do or order people, demand that people do illegal things and not to report crime to the outside authorities, etc. Right? Mm-hmm. So today we have, sorry, I'm going to just put my phone on silent. Is it fine if I just pull up the link for everybody to see straight from the message you sent me, Audit?
Sure. Yes, please.
Let me see if I can share. Oh, hi. Let's bring Nora up as well. What's up, Nora?
Hey, Nora.
What's up, everybody? Good morning.
Hey, Nora. Good morning.
Good morning, Nora. Nora's like, gotta go report Moxon.
the TBL.
We got to be here for it.
Look at us. We're like, oh, I'll get out of bed for this one.
Right. Basically, yeah. I've been out of bed. I have children. So I got to get them to school, you know.
No, I'm totally joking. And also Nora very much knows Kendrick Moxon and the whole fucking many stories of things that Kendrick Moxon has been a part of and ruined people's lives. I'm not even just talking about the 4 people you've seen here, but literally ruined not even his own life by covering up and being a part of his own daughter's unaliving. Mm-hmm. And covering that up and really not being honest and transparent about what happened on that. And as a father, as a lawyer, but also as a father.
Yeah. And honestly, I, for years was like, how could a parent participate in that? And then I have to pull up the, hang on. I'm forgetting the name of the movie because I just saw it.
Oh yeah, with the
it's called
I have it on VHS.
Netflix Unknown. It's The Unknown Number. The High School Catfish is this documentary about this young lady in like such a small town in Michigan where they have one school and it's kindergarten through 12th grade. So like, everybody your whole life that you ever go to school with, you go to church with them, you're immersed. And
where I graduated from.
Right. And this girl's like freshman year, she gets like a boyfriend. And as soon as the kids are in high school, they've been together since like 7th or 8th grade. She starts getting these weird texts from like an unknown number, and they increase in volume, telling her all kinds of disgusting things, like that she's fat, she's ugly, blah, 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 blah. And I'm not going to spoil it because you guys have to watch it. But like the trailer is like, we never could have guessed how close it could have been. The perpetrator could have been. And I now know how Kendrick Moxon could actually be the monster that he is. It's alarming to me that people are that mentally ill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And would you call it mentally ill? I mean, or would you just call it Scientology? Or does Scientology really create mentally ill people?
I think that Scientology can create psychosis in people 100%. But I also think that if someone already has the inclination to be mentally ill due to genetics or other extenuating circumstances, that it will get amplified by 10 million. by exposure to Scientology. Laura threw herself out. It's our show now.
Yeah, we'll take it over.
That's it.
Like, we're going after it.
Audits in control.
Yeah.
Why you took yourself out?
I bumped her. It was my fault. I did it.
I pressed one thing to go show the thing, then I was out. I was like, wow, I just exited out of my whole thing. But I was like, well, they're still there.
We're here.
Yeah, we're here.
They can hold this together. Okay.
We're just here learning and loving while we waited for you.
Yeah, but yeah, so but that's what I was getting at. There's no, when you're a Scientologist, let alone an internal C organization member, which Kendrick Moxon is very much so. Very much so has Kendrick Moxon signed a billion-year contract.
Thank you.
And
Somebody
is
was
100.
There's
No
the other day, claiming that he wasn't a Sea Org member. I was like, are you joking?
That
of course he is.
Yeah, the Sea Org members thinks, oh, he's just a really loyal lawyer for the he's a public. No, he's not. He's 100%. Tom Cruise has signed his billion-year contract. Okay, Tom Cruise is an official Sea organization member.
He's an honorary Sea Org member.
But he signed the billion-year contract, which is, but he's not, I'm sure he signed it multiple times.
Has he,
there's no EPF
in for his rank and rating? I think not.
There's no EPF, especially when you have lawyers like Moxon.
Has he gone to Sea Org Day, Laura, and pranced around in his navy whites? I don't think so.
I think he was invited by his homie David Miscavige.
It's just why he had to do Top Gun 2, because he needed to put on the uniform, but he didn't want the public to know that it was stolen valor, so he's just going to pretend in a movie.
And just like the OT levels and the movies, you got to do everything more than once,
right?
You know? You do the bridge once, you do it twice, and I guess people are doing it 3 times now.
He wears it in the bedroom while he's doing.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Mom.
I was just saying he wears it in the bedroom privately while he's doing his little windmills in front of the mirror.
I mean, that's his excitement. It's probably like how fresh and crisp his uniform is, and if it can make him look a little bit bigger than his really skinny, scrawny, stressed out, evil bones.
Yeah,
can show. Okay, continue. Sorry, go ahead, Audit.
Oh, no, I was just wondering, because, like, I don't know, you got my head spinning with this Moxon thing. So, just so we're clear, because I'm always trying to learn here with this stuff. So, what you're saying is that he's always claiming to be public, but because
I don't think he's ever going to. No. Moxon will never explain himself to anybody. He never has. He doesn't need to. He's literally a coward and will just use the law in whatever way he can to get people he dislikes or that are, quote, exposing. We are exposing Scientology. He calls it attacking or agitators. Yeah. He uses legal terms so that people exposing people who were born and raised in the internal organization. Myself, I ran for these executives that Moxon was looking up to, saying yes sir, including myself. Moxon is a fraud. He is 100%. He is only, and he's not authorized to be where RTC and CMO messengers are at. There are some areas that CMO messengers can go to. For example, the OSA offices above the Clearwater building in the CB in Clearwater. That is where OSA is doing all their hot little work.
And so publics would not be saying yes sir, to everybody. That's how you can pretty much tell that he is Sea Org, even though it's
Sea Org members say sir to him, whether they know he is an outside lawyer or not. They say hi, sir.
No, I mean him saying sir to
he would say absolutely sir to women and men that are above him in
RTC. No, is that that's the defining?
But they will. Public will call David Miscavige sir. They will
because he demands it.
Because
and the executives,
you, sir. Right.
What's that? Moxon absolutely called.
Sir, so a public wouldn't have needed to do that. So that's how you're really are confident that he's Sea Org. I'm just trying to understand the process.
You know what? Grant Cardone called me sir as well.
Wow. Okay.
So there's a certain point when they know so much about the internal abuses and structures that they've normalized it's okay to punch somebody in the face, because if they're upstat or if they're downstat, it's per the policy. Joe can get punched with a black eye, and everybody, in an upstat group, Joe would get hammered or hit or destroyed utterly. You know what I mean? So there's these actual terms that say you are allowed allowed to abuse people internally, and this is how you do it. And Moxon must follow those. Moxon also violates his law license and his degrees and everything he might have learned about the law to use it to corrupt Scientology's behavior.
Well, all lawyers have to take an oath,
right,
to uphold the law to the best of their ability. And in Moxon's case, because he's essentially a defense lawyer, right? He's a corporate lawyer. If we're looking at this from like as if he was like working for McDonald's, his job 100% is to protect the corporation and the heads of that corporation as voraciously as he can in a court of law, within the law, though. Like it's supposed to be within the law. It's not supposed to be, you know, we're twisting the law. I mean, obviously, and let's be honest, Moxon is not the only lawyer guilty of completely skirting the law or skating on top of it or kind of like origamiing it to their client's needs, right?
Exactly.
He's not special. He's not some butterfly in a field of moths or something. He's just another moth in a moth swarm. Like, you know, he's not even that good. And clearly from the last cases that he's been going up against people, he's losing a step. Like we used to, I mean, Laura can attest to this. If you knew as when you left, if Kendrick Moxon was interested in you or was like your name and Kendrick Moxon's were in the same sentence, you'd be a little scared. You'd be like, oh, fuck. Like this guy knows about me. You don't want him to know about you. You don't want him to think about it. And now I look at him and I'm like, here's a shriveled up old man who is being, you know, the last bits of his usefulness are being sucked out of him by Scientology because he does have a law degree. He does have an active license in the state of California. And let's face it, they're not going to pay for some kid to go through law school. Like because that kid would get exposed to too much other stuff. Right. So they have to find these hardcore Scientologists that will just come and do the job and be enslaved to them. But where are all the other lawyers? There aren't any, because if you went and studied the law, you'd be like, this place is a cult.
Right.
Yeah. And not only that, but that they have policy that literally says break the law and don't report stuff to that. That's all very insane stuff. Like when I was just reporting a bit of my story, part of who gives a shit if they're a religion? That's illegal. Like that's Moxon. Moxon constantly covering up the slave labor. Constantly. He knows the schedules. Moxon literally would have, if he needed his own dorm at the hacienda, he would get his own dorm. Like David Miscavige can treat him like shit and whatever and blackmail and has all that, right? But Moxon still, just like a person in an abusive relationship, is in this abusive organization that he has helped put together. So there's no way legally he's getting in or out of Scientology without some major exposing of his crimes and what he did to cover up and make people lose their voice when they come against Scientology or go to expose the internal stuff. He's the one who's been on the other side, making sure that person gets completely and utterly destroyed. This is literally a policy letter about suppressive persons and people that have left. They can do anything. Bodily injury is okay. Yep. They can destroy them utterly, their businesses, their livelihoods, their finances. They may do anything by any means without the Scientologists getting any action whatsoever, without any ethical action to the Scientologists. So that is just a straight out flat policy, no matter what. And in the same policy, it says, are not allowed to report crimes to the authorities.
But that's the message we need to get out. Can I tell you guys about my dalliance with Moxon?
Yes. Let me also, let me just read the very front page of what Wikipedia, okay? Wikipedia has to say about Moxon. And listen to the language. I know a lot of you guys follow all the, the anti-Scientology movement of exposing all the crimes and stuff. So don't get confused about how much language of Scientology is being used in the Wikipedia to explain what Moxon does or is a part of. Okay, really quickly, and then audit. Yes, you may come back. Sorry. Kendrick Lichty. It's such a weird name. Okay. Kendrick Moxon, commonly known as Kendrick Moxon, is an American Scientology official and an attorney with the law firm Moxon and Cobrin. He practices in Los Angeles, California, and is a lead counsel for the Church of Scientology. He is a lead counsel for the Church of Scientology. Moxon received a BA from American University in 1972. He should definitely get that revised and see if he would even pass any test right now. Okay. And JD degree from George Mason University. In 1981, he was admitted to the Washington, D.C. Bar Association in 1984. 2 years before I was born. Imagine what kind of things were being put in place in those years to make sure that they had a Scientology lawyer going to get their their credentials while being a hardcore Scientologist. Okay, which we're getting into. Moxon's earlier work for the Church of Scientology involved legal affairs, and he also held the title of Reverend. He worked out of Scientology intelligence agency known as the Guardian's Office. Moxon literally worked in the Guardian's office.
Wow.
Guardian's office, the GO, and was named as an unindicted co-conspirator after the Federal Bureau of Investigation's investigation into criminal activities by Scientology operatives called Operation Snow White. An evidence stipulation in the case signed that both parties stated he had provided false handwriting samples to the FBI. So this is what we're reporting, guys. Moxon, years during the Operation Snow White mission, look it up, guys, if you don't know what we're talking about. This is how they overthrew the government and got their IRS tax invasive status. Federal bears into criminal activities by Scientology operatives called Operation Snow White. An evidence stipulation in the case signed by both parties stated he had provided false handwriting samples to the FBI. Moxon has since said that he did not knowingly supply false handwriting samples. Bullshit, Moxon. Bullshit. So yeah, that's his Wikipedia. That was just the quick part of his Wikipedia. This is Kendrick Moxon, guys. Okay, this is all very public and all on the Wikipedia page.
I have a Substack article on him. I wrote a Substack on him, guys.
Yeah, but I also think there's too much of the Shore story about, I know you don't want to break that down, or I don't know why you don't want to audit. I wish you would.
Which one?
Of his Shore story of his daughter and all that. Like, that needs to be exposed. To break
that down.
It just needs to be really, like, yeah, you do have a lot of information there. So yeah, you guys can literally 1979 stipulation of evidence signed by official for Scientology states that Moxon provided false handwriting samples of the GO operative Michael Meisner to the FBI. Both parties to the case were in agreement that Moxon responded to an October 14th subpoena titled Grand Jury Subpoena for all original known handwriting exemplars of Michael Meisner, I hope I'm saying that right, and the employment application and personnel records of Mr. Meisner in the possession of the Church of Science. Anyway, so there's this whole fucking case. There's many cases that they break down just on the Wikipedia link. If y'all want to just go and type in Kendrick Moxon, M-O-X-O-N, okay, lawyer Scientology, and you will go down on your deep dive and you will literally see openly the reports, the manipulative, snaky, evilish tactics he did that now today has been putting so much pressure and so much work on people that are coming out and exposing and talking about what did happen. He's today still in every one of those courtrooms, in all of those cases, Kendrick Moxon and his little you know, 1 or 2 person posse comes with him. And so Kendrick Moxon is very much complicit to the deep criminal behaviors that have been going on internally in the Sea Org in Clearwater and Los Angeles and all over the world. When there's a major case, major criminal case, or a major violation case that Scientology has caused, Kendrick Moxon knows about it, is on it directly, or is being an assistant to the case. And that's what happened for the Lisa McPherson case.
Right. You had asked me to research, but I'd also worked with Audit when she was doing her Substack, is that he knows how to skirt the letter of the law. But unfortunately, what he does violates the intent of the law in most cases. So that's where we need to get the conflict of interest shown and proven, is that he violates the intent of the law, because you can pull all of those things. As long as you know the right research words, you can pull a lot of that information. But the web has been whitewashed so much to where you can't just point, okay, here's proof here, here's proof there. It's just not there. You have to be able to research keywords, and you have to dig into, like you said, go into the demon hole. We don't call them rabbit holes because that's an offense to rabbits. Go into the demon holes and know where to start picking. I sent you a query. I ran out of queries on my free chat GPT.
I did it, but I don't have the time to, you know, because it says okay. I did part of it, but it's not coming up with anything, so I need to reword things and then break it down. So I will do that, you know, when I'm on. I have to, you know, when I'm on the train.
All of the people that are RIP on the receipts on the list. I would like to see if his name comes up on any of the documents for any of those suicides or tragic deaths.
Okay.
That's one. I think that's key.
Right. I mean, and he does do a lot of.
Sorry, hold on. I was trying to open up something in a different. Mona, am I able to share that thing, notable cases involving Kendrick Moxon?
Sure.
Okay, let me see if I can open it in a different.
I did run it through to see if anything came up, but right now they're saying it's no known links. But I think it was just an overwhelming request because, you know, I was getting ready to do this. I couldn't break it down, so I'll break it. I could break it down one by one and do a research.
Can I show something real quick?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me.
Hold on. Let me just see if this pops up. It doesn't. Okay. So I'm having that thing. I did something where I was able to share one thing and I can't share the other because it's popping in the same browser. And I'm not going to do that. So go ahead, Nora, and share whatever.
Okay. So I just did, just for the audience here, I just put in Moxon and Cobrin while you were talking. Okay. And this is what comes up. It's Yelp. It gives you the address that the law firm that this representation of Moxon is listed at. Okay. Which is,
can you put his, the bar, right? Is his bar number there, or just to really refer to that?
This is just a generic thing. It has a phone number and this address, which takes you to this building, which is just a generic office building on Wilshire, right? It's nothing tremendously special or anything like that. It's this building here. It is not a Scientology affiliated building. They're probably just renting, you know, an office space here to hold, like, this is Moxon's, official thing. But when you Google Moxon and Cobrin law firm, you come up with the Wikipedia page about that. But then the next thing that comes up is this Wikipedia about, it's actually not a Wikipedia, it's a WordPress site about the Cobrin in Moxon and Cobrin, right? So you go here.
Are you showing, wait, what area, what are you, we're only seeing a Moxon and Cobrin.
Sorry, let me share. Okay. So this is the building right here, where you can see there's a trans wellness place there and a bunch of other stuff. It's just an office building. It's nothing special. It's not a Scientology owned building. There's a church on the bottom floor. There's a bunch of stuff here. So they're probably just renting the office here. And then when you Google Moxon and Cobrin law firm, right? First you get all that information. It's a captive law firm, meaning it has no other clients apart from Scientology affiliated entities right there. But when you find out about Cobrin, right, his partner there at Moxon and Cobrin, it takes you here to this website, which is Timothy Bowles, another longtime Guardian's Office, OSA guy,
right,
who he has himself, Cynthia Bamforth, and Helena. There's the Cobran, right? So Cynthia is this lady. Let me go here. And she has a strong skill set. Listen to these descriptions, guys. California employment law issues, okay? Employee dispute resolution, harassment prevention training, workplace policy. Prior to joining, she served as an in-house counsel for a group of affiliated businesses supervising all legal affairs. Oh, does that sound like Scientology Missions International or World Institute of Scientology Enterprises to anyone? Yep. So she was raised by all these lawyers, blah, blah. And she does pro bono work for a number of social betterment groups. Then we go to Tim Bowles. Okay. Let me pull up his tab. That's Tim. You've probably seen him at the courthouse audit.
I've seen him. Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's an experienced attorney on the management side, employment law, business law. Okay. And including protection of trade secrets.
That's just ironic and effed up.
Right. So he says he's a member of all these things. He's done representation on all these, equal employment opportunity, but he has a 40-plus year history as a litigator. He's a frequent employment law blogger and the author of the Bowles Law Report, blah, 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 blah. From decades of experience, he's also developed and created model employment forms and workplace policy manuals adapted and practiced by thousands of employers. More Scientology stuff. He volunteered for Youth for Human Rights International for 7 years. Okay. In post-genocide West Africa. What the fuck? And then in 2014, he created and spearheaded the African Literacy Campaign for Applied Scholastics. This is all and it sounds legit to the person who has no knowledge of Scientology. They're like, wow, this guy's helping all around the world. These are all Scientology front groups. And then we get to Helena Cobran. This is Moxon's partner in his thing. Okay. And I'm sure you've seen her at the courthouse too. Audit, right?
We've seen her at the Blue.
Yeah.
So I've seen Bowles at the Blue. And you know what? Bowles, when at that side picture, I thought it was Moxon. He looks like he could be related to Moxon.
Yeah, these guys are all old OSA peeps who happen to already be lawyers when they joined Scientology. Right.
Wow. Or they went to school and all that. I doubt that Moxon went to the schools that he has on his credentials when he was a Scientologist. I doubt that.
So she also does the pro bono work for nonprofit and social betterment organizations. So this is how Tim Bowles, and the other lady, Cynthia, they're doing pro bono work for the church, right? So they're not charging the church when they're representing them, or they're putting in hours for Moxon to do the legal paperwork, right? So all of the motions and everything else that Moxon will be filing will have been written by all three of these individuals in conjunction with Moxon, right? But here's an interesting thing that I found on their website. So they have a section in their website that talks about areas of practice: sexual harassment prevention and resolution. Okay. This is about them protecting employers from sexual harassment charges. Okay. So so for them to claim, Scientology to claim that they don't try to do this stuff, they are working with these guys to come up with ways to skirt the law when it comes to sexual cases inside of Scientology, right? Implementation of sound workplace policies and procedures to safeguard employees and prevent future claims, okay? Like, they are working to make sure that Scientology doesn't get caught within the law. This is what I'm saying when I say that, like, these guys are doing these things that are just like, constantly working around the law. Go ahead, Mona.
Okay, just a little bit, not off topic, but a little bit different, is remember about AB 2777, that anybody under 40 can claim if their employer or an organization knew that there was sexual abuse and covered it up. There is a waive or waiver of statute of limitations right now until 2026. This is huge. Sorry, I just that
no,
them
like
covering
put
up
that in the
employers is
chat so
huge.
people can you know do that. If I don't qualify, I'm almost 50, but yeah, go do it.
Yeah. And can I ask that other law firm, are they captured as well, or do they have other clients?
No, they have other clients. So the Moxon and Cobran one, which it looks like Cobran has moved over to just the Bowles thing, right? So the Moxon law firm, which now probably just consists of him, is a captured one. So they have the one client, which is Scientology, and that's it. But Cobran went over to Bowles so that she could fight the, you know, they were like, oh shit, we got to fight all these other little fringe people that are coming at us, and we need more great law minds, you know, because they advertise they have over 100 years of law experience combined. Like, yeah, you guys are it's a lot. You've been alive a lot of years. That's minimum.
Yeah. I need to look
and that's
into
not
them more.
knocking anybody's experience in a courtroom. It's just like you guys have spent 100 years litigating for a criminal organization to keep being able to do crimes. Like, be honest on your website, you know, like, oh, is she still
also,
the head of CCHR?
I don't know. I don't know, but that's very interesting. That's why I put it up. Nora, are you able to check your text messages and see if you're able to open the note folder I sent you, and maybe you're able to present it on your end? It's just all of Kendrick Moxon's criminal associated lawsuits or things he's been a part of. I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, and those are just the basic ones. Those aren't the ones that we know, and they're not current. So there's quite a few current ones that aren't on there.
Yep. And then here I'm just going to share, guys. So here's the big announcement. All right. Today at 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Oh, whoops, here. There we go. Maybe I can share screen. Will it let me? Will it let me share screen? Windows here. There we go. Do it. Yes, it did it. Fuck you. Okay, so today at 1 o'clock. Today at 1 o'clock. It's 11:06 right now. 11, 12, 1. 2 hours. Less than 2 hours. 1 o'clock. There is this board. The Board of Trustees notice of meeting and agenda. And what this is I'm going to put the link right after we're done with this in the description on my YouTube, so you can copy and paste it and put it in a browser tab and open it up, and it will look just like this when you open it. And then when you click, you can go, this is the web number and everything, but this is the board that is basically, in a dummy way to describe it, is basically the ethics and the justice department of lawyers, people who have a credential of being an attorney, lawyer, etc. This is where you can report their, illegal behavior, any kind of fraudulent, any kind of misabuse of their lawyers or the credentials that they have and that they've signed an oath toward. So Kendrick Moxon has violated this multiple times. If you can just call in and give your personal view of something that you know or that has happened to you directly, and there are many people that this has happened to, whether you were a protester, whether you were in a lawsuit where he was connected to it, whether you're related to the Lisa McPherson family, whether you're you were a member of the Sea Organization and Kendrick Moxon was the one on the Scientology end attacking you, or when you were trying to leave, things like this. Anything having to do with Kendrick Moxon's cover-up. I know Jerry Armstrong. I know that Jesse Prince. I know that there's a bunch of people from the past that very much well know Kendrick Moxon's crimes against the legal system and his misuse of his lawyer degree and his license. So this applies to everybody. I'm very serious about this. I did this whole live stream because the board meeting is today at 1 o'clock, Thursday, September 4th, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And here again is the member of the public may access this meeting as follows. So you click on here. Oops. You click on here and it will say, and you can either join, open Zoom join. Hopefully, yeah. And it should bring you right into the meeting. If anything, you click here, open. Let's see if it'll do it. Maybe it won't open because I'm on. Oh, there you go. So it literally brings you right into the meeting where you look, test speaker, and then it says scheduled for 1 p.m. waiting for host to start the webinar. Okay? Was that pretty clear? Pretty easy.
You raise your hand.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you get in there, you raise your hand.
And then go out again. You could show them all the way. Just go hit the button. There's not going to be anyone there. And
no, but there's no, it says waiting for host, so I can't do it.
Oh, it didn't let you hit the join button? You tried?
No, there's none yet. Yeah.
Okay. It's not
activated. I think they do it. They'll do it a little bit before. So when you do join and when you do get in, make sure you press the button that says raised hand. Okay. So I'm leaving the webinar
add something
now.
To what you said? Okay.
No, just kidding.
For anyone who's like thinking, well, he never did anything to me, or I don't know what I can contribute. You can. This is about the bar in general. You can say that he is the attorney for Scientology, and that you know that they have, like, I plan on trying to bring up that they're permitting slave wages in public territory, or you can say what's happening, what you've seen, and saying that because he's their attorney, he is signing off on it. So it doesn't have to necessarily, like, if you're like, don't think that because it didn't happen to you, he's done things to me. I have my own report against him in writing, but if it didn't happen to you, don't say, well, this doesn't involve me. It does. Everyone really needs to join. We need to get like 30, 40 people there calling and just saying, this is the attorney that is representing Scientology, and these are the abuses that I have witnessed, because you guys are witnessing abuses and breaking of law all the time, even the permits being not handled correctly, or just the abuse of protesters, just different
or
things.
the restraining orders, the amount of restraining orders that Kendrick Moxon himself on protesters, specifically talking and getting really cozy in with the LADA and getting a specific attorney, district attorney, getting on the side so that it doesn't even matter if it's no longer Kendrick Moxon's case anymore. He will make sure that anybody exposing anything about Scientology can be abusively destroyed, utterly destroyed with legal tactics. And Kendrick, because he has the ability to have his credentials as a lawyer, he's using that certificate and using that to cover up Scientology internal crimes, illegal crimes. And he has been doing this for the last 40 plus years.
Right. And so anyone can
35 to be exact.
Right. Crimes against humanity. So it doesn't have to necessarily be a one-on-one crime. He is representing an organization that has suits in the past and currently for crimes against humanity. Yes.
It could, and if you see the abuse of him, you know, like, there's so many things that it's complete. This is all completely not okay. What Kendrick Moxon has been doing, not only is it not okay and completely illegal and violates all the stance of a lawyer. And of course there's lawyers that lie and blah, 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 whatever. But this is somebody who's been specifically using and put himself in a position, holding up his OT5 completion certificate of Scientology, knowing very well that his own daughter unalived himself, and Scientology internal paperwork and members were ordered and leading the witness, right? Steering the evidence to be something that it wasn't. And so, yeah, again, everybody has their own reason for wanting to call in to the Board of Trustees today at 1 p.m.
And do you want me to share? You want me to share that other document, because I can.
Yeah, if you can pull up, just to remind people of the different cases that Kendrick Moxon was in. I'm just going to zoom in on this really quick so that everybody can see this. Again, I'm going to post this. I'm going to post this on my Facebook. I'm going to post this on my, right after this, I'm going to post this on my description on my YouTube here. So all of y'all can just click on it. And also, I'm sure Audit LA Amy M, and Mona will also have this perhaps on their pages. If not, it'll be right here on the YouTubes. I will do it right after we're done with this.
And then,
and
then after, I want to make a quick comment about these meetings in the bar from my experience.
Yeah.
That they are very receptive. They do listen. They're not going to they don't, it's not like city council where they always, oh, you're off topic. Usually they just let you do your 2 minutes. I believe it is. I think you get 2 minutes. And they've been very receptive. And I have like my own thing. I did make a report on him, a formal report, and I could talk about that later if you want. But I think they're open to hearing things. Like, to me, they don't seem, I think they're starting to get it because we've gone so many times that the more that we push, I think the more they're going to listen, and the more that hopefully something will open up, some kind of investigation. That's just my opinion.
Yep. I agree. So this is why we're doing this. It's super important. Let me pull up this stuff. Nor you can zoom in or whatever you need to do so the chat can see everything, but I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, let me
be nice when we call. Exactly. It's completely very respectful calling, and we're just calling in basically to get his license revoked and to get the bar to investigate his criminal behavior with his license. And also, let's not forget
his cases. You can, if they do that, they revoke his license. They need to reevaluate.
A bunch of his cases need to be reevaluated. Absolutely, specifically with internal Scientology dealings. Just really quickly, Kendrick Moxon's bar, his number, what do they call it? His credential number, license number. His license number is 128240. Okay, pound 128240. This will I will attach all this as well in the description. So it's super easy. You know who you're calling about, you know who you're calling in and who you're reporting. And just be clear with what you're not okay with, what you have suspicion with Kendrick Moxon, how he's abused his license, etc. So Nora's showing here a bunch of the cases and things that Moxon has been a part of in the past, including the Lisa McPherson case, CCHR role, religious rights challenged in Maryland, restraining order against Keith. Okay, so, and also Ken Hoden. So here we have Moxon constantly, whenever there were protesters out at Gold Base or at Int Base, anything like this, you have Kendrick Moxon ready to file in, bring in restraining orders, get people arrested. That is how Kendrick Moxon is abusing his license. And he thinks this is acceptable because he's been getting it away with it for so long.
Where is this? I would love to have a copy of this.
You'll get it.
I
have a secret Grammy who sends it to me.
I'll send it to you.
Thank you. Because I'd like to go through this.
Yep. And I can maybe even put some of this on the description or below. So it's, you're able to click onto it and read it. Maybe a link or something. We'll see. Maybe Mona, you can help me a little bit after this. We can you can help me attach certain things.
Sure.
To the YouTube or whatever. No, I mean, just send me whatever links and I'll be able to add them in. All right, guys. So right now we're at 11:20. Again, go ahead, go click on Moxon's Wikipedia. Go refresh your mind of the criminal behavior Kendrick Moxon has been doing. And today that he's still doing on a daily basis under the abusive elderly abuse, non-health care that he himself is getting as he's achieving these big certificates of OT5. And oh my God, how do we even have somebody OT5 up against protesters, up against so many lawsuits, up against Scientology? And here he is today, alive, just doing well, literally fooling the judges and the court system on a daily basis. Literally, Kendrick Moxon has been there on a daily basis in the courtrooms downtown Los Angeles.
Another area that I wanted to, it's always something I want to talk to you about, is that if he's listed on any of the purchasing documents for property or selling documents for property, because that's a whole ball of wax in itself. Is the property distribution, and when they have other people buy the properties, the other or the Scientology people buy them, and then they all of a sudden send or give it to Scientology. And I want to see if there's any correlation of his name on those property documents.
Very smart. Yes.
Yeah. I'm sure there is.
Before you sign off, can I just tell you a little bit about with my complaint against him and how?
Yeah, absolutely. I want people to feel comfortable when they call. It's okay to feel nervous and scared. And hi, I probably have never done that. It's absolutely okay. I promise you, the board is prepared for the most corrupt, fucked up, manipulative lawyers. Trust me, they know this. So for you to come in and feel scared, they're really appreciative. They don't know that people even know that they exist to be there to make sure that these lawyers keep their fucking legal shit in check. And Kendrick Moxon is getting away with this. This is super fucking important. So yes, anybody can call in. If you specifically have an issue with Kendrick Moxon and his abuse against the legal system, against protesters, against anti-Scientologists or anti-abusive member, anybody who's anti the abuse and the daily entrapment of Sea Org members and Scientologists. That it's not even anti-Scientology. If you are openly knowing that Kendrick Moxon has been on all of these types of cases, you have something to say. You have something to say about Kendrick Moxon's license as a lawyer, because he is such a fucking fraud and it needs to be exposed. Judges need to know about him walking into their courtroom.
Agreed. Well, what happened with me is through the CPRAs, I found out that he himself, he's not even using like Jennifer or other people. Kendrick Moxon himself has been writing to like the city attorney's office, complaining about me and trying to, besmirch me, to them, to not take me serious, to not, that I'm not credible, and so I got that documentation. And so what I did is I went to this city's attorney and I told them, hey, I'm here to refute what this guy is telling you. And so I was able to give them all my side. And so the city attorney's office actually responded and said, yeah, like they're not paying him any mind. So he's kind of losing his respect in the city. And then I went and filed a actual complaint against him with the bar because of him doing that. I said, he's slandering me, and it's he's trying to slander and libel me with the city attorney who I need to interact with. I need to deal with for different things. And so I filed my complaint. It took a while and they got back to me and they said, well, this complaint isn't quite up to where it needs to be where we can legally intervene on his license and open an investigation. But they said, what we're going to do is we're going to leave it open for 90 days. So if you have anything more that you can, to get us to that point, then we'll do that. So it's like they're close. It's like they want to hear it. They want to get there, but they have very strict guidelines that they can go by. But you never know who's going to be the one that can get it over the top. But even though they didn't open up a case against him with mine, it's still recorded. It doesn't go away. It goes against, he knows that, it goes against him, in his license that there was a complaint. And, and then eventually, they're going to keep hearing it. That just the collective nature of it might be enough to eventually get an investigation going, because that's what we need is an investigation. But don't be afraid. And no, yeah, they're not happy with me with that I did that, but I feel the best way to do it is to be very open about it, very vocal. That's why I'm saying it everywhere here. Like Kendrick Moxon is trying to come after me, but behind the closed doors with, but he doesn't, he forgets that CPRAs, what he can get, I can get. And, and so now he's doing, ever since then, they're still doing that. They're still CPAing the crap out of me, but he uses somebody else. He uses some other guy to do it. Now he's not doing it himself. He's, I guess he's wised up a bit, but it's important.
Which is disgusting. No, we don't need him to wise up anymore. He needs to get the fuck out of the law firm. He needs to get out of being able to consider himself or anybody. He shouldn't be able to literally walk into a courtroom ever again, unless it's to put him in jail or to put him into a court case.
His own trial against him.
Yeah, because he literally uses his law license against anybody or anything that's not making him or letting him do what he wants. Yeah. And that's not why somebody has a law license.
And you know, and what Nora's point, she's, you know, yes, the law, the term is zealous. They have to zealously defend their client. That's the legal term. But they are not allowed to do. They're not allowed to break the laws. They're not. They're so they are under strict guidelines of what they can and cannot do. And if there's any evidence at all of him going against any of it, that's what we need. It's not just, you know, yes, go and tell them what's going on, but then we really need to back it up with receipts, as they say, and that's what's really going to get it. Because yes, he needs to be removed.
Yeah. Okay, so yep, this is the link. I'm going to put the link on in the description below on this channel to be able to do it. Again, it's 11:30 now. We are going to all be calling in at 1 o'clock. So an hour and a half from now, please you can write little notes. You have, I think, 1 or 2 minutes. So just be as clean and clear as possible. Let the dogs yawn, stretch, wake up, and get ready for reporting Kendrick Moxon to the bar. All right. See you all on the Zoom call, in the phones on the Zoom call at 1 o'clock. Thank you, Audit. Thank you, Mona. Thank you, Nora. Thank you, everybody. See you very soon. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Learning and loving.